Shiny Pokemon are extremely rare and, well, dare I say, pretty darn cool. But you know what's even cooler? Dinosaurs. So today, I decided to combine the two together to make the most awesome video of all time. That's right, today I'll be attempting to beat Pokémon Scarlet using only shiny dinosaurs. Now, shiny dinos are pretty rare, but to make things even harder for myself, I'll be following the Nuzlocke rules, which means my shiny Pokemon can die. How many shiny dinos will I find? How many will even survive? And will I be crowned the Dinosaur King? Well, let's find out. Now, in my opinion, both Quaxly and Fuecoco count as dinos, but I decided to pick Fuecoco simply because I like it more. But Fuecoco wasn't going to be my first shiny for this run. No, instead, I decided my first shiny was going to be one of the most dinosaurist dinosaur Pokemon available in Scarlet and Violet. Spike the Cranidos is the first to join the team, and today's nickname theme is extremely nostalgic for me, so if you can guess it in the comments below, then I'll heart your comment guaranteed. Spike and I quickly made our way to the first gym, where we faced off against Katie, the bug-type gym leader. But baby dinos used to eat bugs for breakfast, and Spike was looking hungry. So I terrestrialized Spike to give him that extra power, and for some reason, his Terra Crown looks... what are the words I'm looking for here? Friggin' massive? Why is his head so big? Was this intended? An inside joke of some kind? I don't know. But despite it looking really funky, it's still powerful enough for Spike to one-shot Katie's whole team for our first badge. Well, Katie was easy enough. Speaking of easy, today's video is sponsored by Factor. Now, these videos take me a lot of time, and the idea of losing hours each week to make myself a proper dinner stresses me out. But Factor takes away that stress with their chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals delivered right to your door. With over 35 meals to choose from per week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggie, and just way more. This not only means you get a proper feed each night, it also helps you avoid the temptation of fast foods, as Factor is not only cheaper, but just way more delicious. And it only takes 2 minutes to heat up and ready to eat. My favorite part is not having to shop or clean up the kitchen afterwards. It makes things just so much easier. Factor has also begun offering lots of snack options like breakfast, smoothies, juices, small bites, and more to keep you going throughout the day. So what are you waiting for? Get 50% off and free shipping on your first Factor box using my link. You can click the link in the description or scan the QR code with your phone. Using my link supports this channel more than you could ever know and helps me to reach my goal of doing YouTube full time. So thank you so much to Factor for sponsoring the video. But next was the Cliff Titan, and so I began hunting for my next shiny dinosaur. Sadly, this was another egg hunt, but I was super lucky this time around, and it only took me one batch of eggs to find my next dino. Oh, yes! Let's go. Oh, that was actually so quick. That was my first batch of eggs. It's been so long since I did an egg hunt, and it was in the first batch. Now, Littlefoot here definitely looks more like a little bean than a dinosaur, but don't worry, they'll change very soon. For now though, this little bean has to take down a giant crab, and this was meant to be a super easy fight for Littlefoot to win, but Claw's first Rock Smash lowers his defenses, and Razor Leaf isn't looking like a 2-hit KO. A second Rock Smash brings Littlefoot low, and a Razor Leaf triggers Claw's Anger Shell, giving it +1 in attack. I don't want to lose Littlefoot before he even becomes a fully fledged dino, so I switch into Spike, and thankfully Claw uses block on the switch, because its next attack, Rock Smash, leaves Spike with just 7 HP. Spike can retaliate with a Rock Smash of his own, winning the first phase, but to think Claw almost killed both of my dinos is like, it's embarrassing. I don't know why I keep having so much trouble with this fight. I don't know what's wrong with me. Thankfully, with the help of Arven, Phase 2 is easy, and all it takes is 2 Terra boosted Razor Leaves for Littlefoot to win Phase 2. And after his cute little victory dance, he begins to evolve into a fully formed dinosaur, as it evolves into the Sauropod Bayleaf. With the Titan defeated, I was heading to take on the second gym leader, Brassius, but he uses grass types, and well, one quick look at the team and you can tell these two weren't really built to handle grass types. So I once again started egg hatching, and after hatching about 800 red Fuecocos, I finally laid eyes on my newest shiny dino. Oh my god, yes. Yes, my big boy. Yes. Dude, I just want to freaking pick him up. You know what I mean? Look at him. He's just pick upable. Chomper here is super adorable, but he needs more power if he's going to defeat Brassius. So I waste no time evolving him into a Crocodile. And with this power boost, Chomper is able to incinerate Brassius' whole team for another easy win for my dinos. For the most part, my dinos have had a pretty easy time so far, but now they have to take on their direct descendant in Bombardier the Sky Titan. Now Spike does have the type advantage, but unfortunately he still has to tank 2 powerful attacks before he's able to end phase 1 with Rock Tomb. Normally this wouldn't matter, but you're not able to heal between phases for this Titan, so Spike begins phase 2 with just 15 HP. I don't want to risk losing my red dino, so I switch into Chomper, who ironically gets brought right down to 15 HP as well. God damn it. And with this very turn, Arvin decides to set up a friggin' rock polish. Thank you, Arvin, your help is really appreciated, man. Well, Littlefoot needs to come in, and I just have to pray the Sky Titan doesn't target him with any flying type moves. And well, I get really lucky as it only targets Knackley, as Littlefoot begins lowering its attack stats with Growl. And while it does take a while, eventually Arvin smacks it down, winning the battle. Thank God we didn't lose any dinos to this oversized bin chicken. But if we're struggling against the Sky Titan, then I worry about our chances against Giacomo. So I guess I better get myself a new dino to help the team out. And so I headed over to the Teal Mask DLC, where I began roaming around hunting and hunting for my next shiny dino. And this hunt took so long, at one point I even fell asleep at my chair. So while I'm hunting for my next shiny, I wanted to ask you all a quick question. What was your first Pokemon game? Mine was Pokemon Leaf Green, and it's still such a nostalgic trip every time I replay them. And while you're down there, if you're enjoying the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. It really helps the channel and keeps my dopamine levels high. Nothing better than refreshing YouTube Studio and watching the number increase. Gets me all giggly. Also, I'll be giving away each surviving shiny from this run to my Discord members, so join if you want a chance to win one. Oh, and hey, speaking of shinies, here's our newest team member. Oh wait, is that it there in the background? Oh yeah, let's go. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there you are. Come here, bud. Oh my god, this thing's freaking tricky. Yes! Dude, I actually really like this shiny. I do not hear people talk about it a lot, but it looks freaking good. Alright, easy peasy. With Petrie on the team, we can now challenge the first team star boss, Giacomo. And his lead Pawnyard is actually pretty easily dealt with by a couple of Incinerates from Chomper, bringing in the main boss, the Starmobile. Now Petrie is still just a hatchling, so he needs some support from his elder dino brothers. And first is Chomper, who is able to land 2 Leers to lower the Starmobile's defense by 2 stages. He did almost die doing this, but it's going to help out a bunch. Littlefoot is next, and he's holding the item Light Clay, which increases the reflect turns from 5 to 8. And now Petrie is ready to join the fight, and he's even immune to metal sound, so he doesn't have to worry about his special defenses being lowered. This lets him set up a sword stance for Post to attack, but on the next turn, Wicked Talk puts Petrie to sleep. A Swift then leaves Petrie with just 12 HP. Thankfully, he is able to heal with a held Citrus Berry, and then he wakes up and lands a massive Brick Break. And thanks to the healing from the Citrus Berry, Petrie can safely stay in and finish the Starmobile off with one more Brick Break. It took a bit of setup, but Petrie ended up being the perfect answer to beating this fight. To be honest, I was still pretty nervous, especially about the next big fight, as we now had to challenge Iono for the 3rd gym badge. And this is probably one of the hardest fights in the run, but a certain dino did come to mind when thinking about an easy win, and thankfully these things spawn everywhere, so it didn't take long to find my next beautiful shiny. Let me leave, please. Oh! Dude! That's a freaking shiny! Okay, let me go. Thank you. Oh, yes, he's staying. Please, stay there, be good. Wait, can I save now? No, stop running. Oh, I probably should have canceled my save. God damn it. No, come back. Where are you? Oh, go. Yes, he's waiting for me. Bam! Yes, let's go. Oh, he's so cute. Now I thought with Ducky's typing he might be able to set up and sweep Iono's whole team, but I sadly checked and the only setup move he learns is Shift Gear at level 40, which is just slightly over the level cap of 24, so I had to come up with a new plan. And to be honest, this might be the funniest plan I've come up with. First, I grabbed the TM for Bullet Seed, and then I got the item loaded dice, which guarantees the user hits at least 4 times when using multi-hit moves. And so, I was ready to destroy Iono with my new brilliant plan. But of course, Nemona comes and gets in my way. Thankfully, Littlefoot easily destroys her Rockruff and Pawmi, while Chomper finishes off her Florgato for an easy win. And now, I'm ready for Iono. No more distractions this time. Iono leads with her Wattrel and I lead with Littlefoot. Wattrel sadly does outspeed and lands some decent chip with a super effective pluck, but Littlefoot is able to set up a Reflect. This causes the next pluck to do barely any damage as Littlefoot gets +2 attack with Swords Dance, though he is now below half HP, so he has to heal himself up with a Synthesis. I repeat this process until Littlefoot is both healthy and at +6 attack. I then terrestrialize Littlefoot and with 2 hits of Bullet Seed, Wattrel balls. Iono then sends in her Luxio, but since it's fairly weak as well, I decide to use this chance to heal once more before another 2-hit Bullet Seed gets the KO. But what about her tanky Belly Bolt? Well, it also just can't touch Littlefoot as he resists both of its moves, so Littlefoot can heal once more with a Synthesis. But unfortunately the incoming Spark does get the paralysis, which might be annoying later on. And sadly, Belly Bolt is able to survive a 2-hit Bullet Seed, but thanks to the loaded dice, Littlefoot is able to squeeze out 2 more hits for the KO. This leaves Iono with her Ace Miss Magius, but there is an issue. Since we're paralyzed, Hex now does double damage, going from a base power of 65 to 130. And honestly, if I was like even a little bit smart, I'd switch to Ducky on this turn. But I believe in Littlefoot. He's gotten us this far, and I know he can survive. And so, time begins to slow, as stress weighs down on my chest, and the Hex connects on Littlefoot. And she lives on 4 HP! Littlefoot the Beast then breaks through her paralysis to land a 2-hit Bullet Seed for the KO, earning us the 3rd Gym Badge. What a performance. I won't lie, the next group of challenges aren't all that threatening, but it's going to be really annoying with my current lineup of dinos. So I decided to hunt for a dino that will make these next battles even easier. But little did I know, the real challenge would be finding this next shiny. Oh my, yes. Oh, finally. Oh my god, this took forever. Thank god this is over. Look, I love shinies, but sometimes it's more relief than it is hype when you finally get it. Thank god, dude. With Tippy the Lapras on the team, the Fire-type Team Star boss was easy work. All she had to do was counter Torkoal's Drought with a Rain Dance, and then a Terra-boosted Surf washes away Mela's whole team for a really easy battle. Almost makes the hours I spent hunting for Tippy worth it. As for Orthworm, Chomper makes quick work of that as it gets burnt to a crisp by his ancient flames. God, I love his little dance too. You did such a good job, Chomper. With the Orthworm defeated, my dinos now only have one more easy fight as we challenge the 4th gym leader, Kofu. And I decide to let Tippy be the star of the show as she has the ability Water Absorb, which is a pretty good counter to Kofu's water-type team. She also can learn Thunderbolt, which is enough to easily defeat his Veluza. Now unfortunately, the Wugtrio does land a nasty crit headbutt, bringing Tippy pretty low, and her Thunderbolt fails to OHKO. But this ends up working out in our favour, as Tippy can shake off another headbutt and then heal with Life Dew as the Sandstorm finishes Wugtrio off, leaving Kofu with his ace, the big crab guy. I don't know why, I can't say his name. My tongue, my mouth, my brain, they just won't do it, okay? I'm sorry. Now, to be honest, I forgot it had Rock Smash, so I thought I could freely heal with another Life Dew, but no, it was not free at all, as it hits a massive Rock Smash, lowering Tippy's defense and doing insane damage. Well, now I'm forced to switch. And this might seem really dumb, but stay with me here because I do end up sending in Chomper. Thankfully, the AI wasn't stupid enough to randomly use like Crab Hammer, but it is stupid enough to be baited into using it, so I do a cheeky double switch right back into Tippy, who gets healed by the incoming water type attack. you just got played. With this, I can Terra Tippy and finish the big crab guy with a couple of Thunderbolts, winning the 4th badge. So far we haven't lost a single dino, but Atticus, the Poison Star boss, was going to be really difficult. So difficult in fact, I decided to hunt for 2 new shiny dinos just to put the odds more in my favor. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, shiny, 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 shiny. Yes, hello. Oh, you're so beautiful. Let's go, dude. All right. Oh, thank God. This is starting to take forever. You got yawn? Yeah, you do. Cool. Yes. Ooh. Wow, just spawned right in front of me, dude. That's crazy. Oh, no, don't run away from me. Hey, come back here, you little thing. God, he's so cute. Oh, I love shiny Gibble. I just wish it, like, I don't know, stayed this blue at least when it evolved into Garchomp. I don't know if the yellow would work well, but like that really light blue, it's so good. Come here, fella. Yes, let's go. Dude, I was just looking for Barbuches for like the earthquake recipe for like making the TM, so I can have more earthquakes for Atticus. Oh my god, look what I found. A shiny ducklet. Oh my. It's almost like, I don't know, it's just a different feeling when you're not actually looking for the Pokemon, it just shows up. Yes, let's go. I'll be giving away this one to the Discord as well, so make sure to join and all that jazz. Oh, freaking cool. I quickly evolved Bron into a Pupitar, which I'll admit isn't very Dino-like, but hey, it evolves into like literally Godzilla, so I think we can overlook its current form. And Atlee evolves into Gabite. Oh, and Spike evolved into this beautiful shiny Rampardos. And well, so did Littlefoot. And while I love Meganium, this shiny just kind of stinks, especially in these games. Like, I don't know, it looks okay in like the 2D games, but I don't know, it just it just looks really dull in this game. I don't know, you know, at least in my opinion anyway. To be honest though, even with these additions to the team, I don't like my chances of beating this fight with 0 deaths. But I'll try my best. Now, at least I did have a plan. I lead the battle with Ducky, and this might actually be the first time I've used Ducky in this video. Well, he won't be here for long, because he uses a Shed Tail to pass over a substitute to Bron, who then begins setting up a Iron Defense for max defense. And Bron Sub is able to tank a Venoshock and a Sucker Punch before a Stomping Tantrum KO Skuntank. This means Bron gets to tank a single Iron Head from Reveroom, which does end up killing the sub, and our attack barely misses the Oko. And thank God the sub tanked that first Iron Head, because even at max defense from Reveroom, it does insane damage. Thankfully, Bron doesn't flinch, so we can finish it off with a crunch. This brings in Muck, who eats Bron's attack like it's nothing, and then lowers his accuracy with a Mud Slap. This causes Bron to miss, but this actually kind of works in our favor, because now Stomping Tantrum does double damage, which means when Bron finally lands an attack, it's able to KO, leaving Atticus with his Starmobile. But Bron ends up missing like 3 Stomping Tantrums before finally getting a smack in, but now he's too low to continue the fight, so I switch in Atlee for her first battle, and with the power of Terra Earthquake, she's able to win us the battle with just 2 more attacks. I actually beat Atticus with 0 deaths. Let's friggin' go! With a new level cap of 36, Petrie is able to evolve into his teenage form Hakomo, which means Petrie is now a fighting type, making him the perfect Pokemon for the battle against Larry. Now, the battle was actually really simple. All Petrie did was set up 3 Iron Defenses for max defense, and then he set up 3 Sword Stances for max attack. And from here, he can one-shot Kamala and a Dunsparce. He then shakes off a pitiful Aerial Ace from Staraptor before one-shotting it as well. I'm sorry to do this to you, Larry, but I needed my badge. I'm sorry. Go back to work, bud. And well, Nemona tries to square up straight after our Larry battle, but Petrie just hit her with the run back and swept her whole team. Petrie is an absolute monster right now, but he won't be much help against the Ghost Leader Rhyme. So it's about time Chomper evolved into his final form, Skeledirge. And I love how he's just beautifully sitting in the field of flowers as his flames blow in the wind. It looks so peaceful, so tranquil. Now, I know Skeledirge is less dino and more croco, but like, people call them modern dinosaurs, so it counts. Let's be cool, guys. And if we could just extend that exception to the next encounter, that'd be super chill. Thanks. Oh, wait. Is that shiny? Yes! Let's go! Hey, Wait, where you going? Why all my shinies want to run from me? Yes! I waste no time evolving Sharptooth into her final form, and god, this Pokemon is just so cool. And with my new powerful Ghost and Dark type Dinos, I'm more than ready to take on Rhyme. Now I do make a slight mistake, as I should have Terra'd Chomper instead of Sharptooth, because Chomper gets immediately sniped by his super effective Shadow Sneak and Sucker Punch, bringing him fairly low. But at least Sharptooth can retaliate with a Crunch, OHKOing Bayonet, and Shadow Ball from Chomper breaks Mimikyu's disguise. And thanks to us Terastallizing, we get an Omni Boost. This lets Chomper live a Shadow Sneak and for Crunch to one-shot Houndstone. And Shadow Ball then finishes off Mimikyu for an easy double KO, leaving Rhyme with her Toxtric's dead. Well, that was pretty easy. Next on the to-do list was the Great Tusk Titan, but Littlefoot just kind of destroyed both phases with some bullet seeds, just easily taking down one of the scarier titans. And I was actually now excited to challenge the 7th gym leader. But of course, Nemona shows up to halt our momentum, like a human freaking speed bump, man. Anyway, this fight was easy for the most part, with Sharptooth one-shotting her Lycanroc and Sligo, though her Pawmont does outspeed and lands a nasty 5-hit arm thrust, which might have killed if it wasn't for Sharptooth's Citrus Berry. And of course, he replies in kind with an OHKO from Earthquake, leaving Nemona with her Ace Meowscarada. But there ain't no way Sharptooth can win this one, so Chomper comes in to save the day and finishes the battle with a Terra boosted Flamethrower for the win. At least we won't see Nemona for a while after this. Well, now I'm finally free to challenge Tulip for my 7th badge, but Sharptooth is just such a monster, especially with his Moxie ability, which gives him a +1 in attack after getting a KO. So yeah, after OHKOing for a Grath, he's able to mow through Tulip's whole team for an easily 1/7th badge. And look, I'd love to say the final gym battle was like an intense challenge and some insane battle that I barely won, but no, Chomper just swept through his whole team. Kind of a lame way to end the gym challenge. Even if this was the final gym badge, we still have quite a few battles to clean up before taking on the Elite Four. And first up is Ortega. But a quick look at my current lineup, and I have no idea how I'm going to beat this guy. I mean, half my team are Dragon types, and the other half are Dark types. Well, sounds like I need a new dino. Oh my god, wait, Shiny Tutor. Oh, yes. Yes. Dr. Dreadnought is my only answer for the battle against Ortega. And to start the battle, I Terastallize him into a pure water type, and then he sets up a Shell Smash for boosted attack and speed, but at the cost of his defenses. But this doesn't end up mattering, as Azumarill just ends up missing its Aqua Tail. So Doc gets a free setup, and Poison Jab is able to one-shot all of Ortega's Pokemon, but his Starmobile ends up surviving 2 Poison Jabs before it confuses Doc. And I don't want to risk anything here, so I switch into Chomper, who can finish off the Starmobile with a Flamethrower. Thank Arceus for Doc, or that might have actually been pretty tough. And thank Arceus for Tippy, because she destroys the False Titan thanks to her new move Freeze Dry, which is an Ice type move that's super effective against water types, so it cleans up Dondozo, and thanks to its Water Dragon typing, Tatsu quickly follows. Those last 2 battles were actually pretty easy. But to beat Eri, I'd once again need a new dino. Hello. Dude, I thought this was gonna be so much harder to see, but it's actually pretty easy. Let's go. Shiny's kinda dull, but we needed to beat Eri. Well, I kind of forgot to name my new shiny Tropius, so we'll break away from the theme and call him Royal Pear. I actually don't know what this is in reference to, but a lot of people were commenting it on my community post about Tropius, so I'll just run with it. But Pear won't be able to do this alone, so Petrie evolves into an almost metallic looking shiny Kameo. Pink metal highlights are pretty dope, I won't lie. And Ali evolves into Garchomp, which, well, it doesn't look any different, but you know, Garchomp's a Garchomp. This brings us to the final battle before the Elite Four as we challenge Eri. She leads with Toxicroak, which is a really bad matchup for Royal Pear, so instead I start with Petrie, who can lower its attack stat, and I continue to do this until Toxicroak is at -5 attack. I then switch into Ducky, who can Shed Tail into the star of the show Royal Pear, whose sub gets broken almost straight away by a Poison Jab. But this won't stop Pear from setting up with Dragon Dances, and while boosting his attack, he's also healing between turns with Synthesis. But now it's time to go on the offensive, and Aerial Ace is able to sweep through Toxicroak, Annihilate, and Passimian. but her Lucario sadly stalls out all of Pear's synthesis PP, and Aerial isn't able to OHKO, and Pear is left with just 9 HP, and she's poisoned. Well, sadly, I think my best play here is to let Pear take down Lucario, and let the poison take Pear's life. But thankfully, after Lucario faints, the damage didn't tick, as Aerie sent in her Starmobile. And even with his new lease on life, the best play is still to let Pear land one last huge hit before he is sadly killed by a spin out. We didn't get much time together, but without Royal Pear, Aerie might have killed even more of my dinos, so I thank him for his sacrifice before sending in Chomper, who can finish off the battle with 2 flamethrowers, winning the battle but not without the first death of the run. I'm sorry, Pear. With Aerie defeated, I can now challenge the Elite Four, but I wanted to hunt for just one last shiny dino, and this ended up being the quickest hunt in the run by far. It legit took like 10 minutes. Oh yes, that is shiny. That was so quick. Yes! Dinos by my side, the Elite Four is going to be easy. Starting off the Elite Four is Rika, the ground type master, but Littlefoot is here to clean her up. He immediately sets up a sword stance, shakes off a blizzard, and then thanks to loaded dice, he begins to seed Rika's whole team for a quick and simple win. But Poppy was even easier. What? How? Well, Torch Song. Easy peasy, man. But now it's time for the rematch against Larry, who now uses flying types, which is a bit unfortunate for him because we just got ourselves an insanely strong ice dino. He leads the battle with a dinosaur of his own, but honestly, Tropius can't touch Mo, so she sets up a sword stance while it sets up the sun. Mo then fires off a scale shot, which yes does KO, but also gives Mo a speed boost, and even Staraptor's Intimidate isn't enough to stop Mo, who quickly takes down Larry's whole team with multi-hit power moves. And well, Mo did so well against Larry, he might as well be the star against Hassel, who leads with his Noiburn. So Mo quickly terrors to a pure ice type to avoid the super effective damage from Dragon Pulse, allowing her to set up a sword stance. And that's all Mo needed, as she then proceeds to one-shot Hassel's whole team. This was the easiest Elite Four I've ever done. I think this team of dinos might be the strongest team I've ever had in Scarlet and Violet, but to prove this, I'd have to beat Geeta with 0 deaths. Alright, let's challenge the champion of Paldea. And it starts off really strong as Chomper one-shots a Sparthro with a Shadow Ball. She then sends in her Avalugg, but buddy, that thing has a special defense stat of 46 and a slight weakness to being set on friggin' fire, so it's another OHKO. And well, I thought King Gambit would be another easy one-shot, but it lives on like 1 HP. But thank Arceus, beautiful horse, it gets burnt, which means Chomper is able to survive the Kotao cleave before King Gambit falls to the burnt damage. But next is Geeta's Veluza. Yeah, but Mo walls this thing so hard that he's safely able to set up a sword stance before glaive rushing the fish. Go-Goat is weak to Mo's Icicle Spears, so it's another easy OHKO, leaving Geeta with her Ace Glamora. But a single Glaive Rush OHKOs, proving that this Dino team might be the most broken team I've ever used, maybe in any of my runs. But the run is far from over, as we still have to take down Professor Sada. Before that though, we do have to battle all the friends we made along the way, and Mo sweeps through Clavel, Penny, and Arvin like it was nothing. But Nemona was a different story, because Sharptooth swept her whole team instead. And now we're face to face against Professor Sada. The ancient battle begins with Chomper KOing Slitherwing with 2 Torch Songs, but not without him taking some decent damage from Zen Headbutts. But at least he ended the exchange with +2 special attack. She then sends in her Brute Bonnet, but it immediately gets OHKO'd. Sandy Shocks was third, and it does outspeed and lands a super effective Earth Power, but Chomper lives with 1 HP. Let's friggin' go! A Citrus Berry does heal Chomper a little, and a Torch Song OHKOs the Sandy Shocks. This is sadly where things get messy, as Fluttermane enters the field. I feel like I don't have a safe switch here, so I sadly have to let Chomper die to the incoming Power Gem. I'm so sorry, Chomper, you did so much for us. Rest in peace, my friend. I send out Bron, and since Fluttermane doesn't have a fairy type move, for some reason, Bron is able to easily win the 1v1. But while 1v1ing Fluttermane, Bron set up some iron defenses to boost his defense stat. But this ended up being a wasted effort, as after Fluttermane falls, Sada sends in her Scream Tail, which eats bronze attacks like they're nothing and keeps healing with Drain Punch. I did stick with it for a few turns, but it was clear to me that this was a losing battle. So I switched into Littlefoot, and after what felt like hours, he was able to get the Scream Tail extremely low. But I decided to not KO it just yet, because Littlefoot's Reflect was about to run out. So I used Swords Dance to stall a turn, and now Littlefoot just needs to survive one more Ice Punch, and she does, with just 4 HP. And so she can set up another Reflect, and I can switch him out with Mo, who finally finishes off Screamtail with an Icicle Spear, leaving Starter with her Ace Roaring Moon. But with her Reflect in front of us, Mo could easily tank an attack. But she doesn't even need to worry about it, as she just outspeeds in Oko's Roaring Moon with a Glaive Rush. And with that, I've beaten a Pokemon Scarlet Hardcore Nuzlocke using only shiny dinos. Thank you so much for Factor for sponsoring the video, and thank you for watching this far. If you want more videos, may I suggest a similar challenge but with shiny frogs, or maybe my most recent upload. Thank you all so much, and stay safe.